Keith, aka Gator Guy 231, here to break down Liverpool versus Man City. The showdown slate on DraftKings today is 100,000 prize pool yet again. Somehow that is becoming the norm in DFS soccer. Never did we think we would say that, but now, we're pulling up the lobbies. And honestly, I was thinking that this could even be bigger. So that said, let's keep filling it, and maybe we will get some of these bigger prize pools. Now, this has been one of the more intense games in the Premier League. But today might be a little less. Liverpool are already the champions of England. That is my squad. So that's the only little bit that you're going to see me brag and celebrate on. No Champione song today, at least. But with Liverpool already wrapping up the league, they actually don't have any other competitions in Europe. They're out of the FA Cup. They're out of the Champions League. So all of their sites are going to be on setting records in England. City, on the other hand, is 100% looking forward, or looking towards Europe, the Champions League, and then looking towards the FA Cup to salvage their season. With the amount of money that they send, not getting trophies is unacceptable to them. So while they are going to be focusing on other things, I don't think that you're going to see them just absolutely play dead versus Liverpool. That's essentially telling your biggest rival in terms of competition right now, go ahead and come on in here into our home stadium and rough us up. We'll put our B team out there. I highly, highly doubt that. So I do want to just go back to one of the fun moments of the season, though. So I already mentioned about how intense these games are. Last January, this is the game that decided the league. Leroy Sané scored on a counter. They won 2-1, and Liverpool could never catch up. And then earlier this season, Liverpool just trounced City at Anfield, and Pep had a meltdown. So let's recreate Pep's meltdown here before we go in. I caught it late. We'll try it again right here. I'm going to do my best. But hopefully Liverpool can win twice. All right. That's as dramatic as I'm going to get. Let's break down the soccer. And hopefully this game can do Pep some justice. So City, surprisingly, is a minus 103 favorite at home. Remember, no crowd. Even as I'm trying to be unbiased, but I think that line's a little rough to me. I've already kind of mentioned everything going on. Liverpool definitely have a lot more to play for. I try not to over-exaggerate, the whole play for thing, because I think once players get on the field, it's really hard that any of them aren't going to be going balls out. But I don't know. I was expecting City plus 130, maybe Liverpool plus 175, 180. So, as a betting person, I think there's a little bit of value on Liverpool, but I definitely don't see this as any sort of one-side dominant. Let's take a look at kind of the lineups and where we're going to want to go from a DFS side. So the two easy things, we're going to start on – I'll start with slate overview. So if Kevin De Bruyne is in, you obviously are playing Kevin De Bruyne, and if Trent Alexander-Arnold is in, you're obviously playing him. Those are your two – I always joke that they're the gods of DFS, or, they're two of the god group. So to get them both on the same slate, to me, is just very, very easy. Alexander-Arnold has, almost all of Liverpool's sets. Sometimes Robertson takes some outswingers from the left, but Alexander-Arnold just scored on a free kick versus Palace. He's been taking almost all of those free kicks, takes corners, and then, his open play value is insane. Kevin De Bruyne, you really don't need me to go into much with him. Not only is he the best midfielder in the world, but Mahrez, potentially is due a break right now. This sofa doesn't have him projected to start. Seeing a number not projecting him. He even started in the FA Cup. But if if De Bruyne is in without Mahrez, then Mahrez takes Kevin De Bruyne would take almost a monopoly of sets. If Mahrez is in, he actually becomes, to me, an easy third piece, and you build around De Bruyne, Mahrez, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and make it work. So let's just talk about City, kind of how, I think this can go. So Pep has made it a habit of tinkering almost too much in these games, I feel. So we have no idea what he'll do tactically. But the one thing I would just say, I think on City is from a fullback perspective. I do not think that you're going to see the likes of Mendy or Walker be bombing forward. Liverpool not only is incredibly dangerous on the counterattack, but all of the offense for Liverpool comes from those front three. They're interchanging, they're interlinking, in the service from Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson. So I don't think that you're going to see Pep allow Mendy and Walker to overcommit offensively and let Salah be running, one-on-one onto Laporte, or Mane running one-on-one on Otamendi. That's going to end poorly more often than not. And, to have the support from either like a Mendy, or this could easily be Zinchenko, by the way. And I wouldn't be shocked if it was. And I do think Walker will start. So, just to have the extra support is huge. I also do agree with this formation, how they have Ilkay and Rodri in as a more defensive look, just to help Liverpool's City's midfield keep balance. But neither one of those are going to be great DFS plays. So the DFS plays that you're going to really want to focus on for City are the attackers. So obviously Kevin De Bruyne. And then I think that if there is no Mahrez, that you're likely going to be choosing between Sterling, Salah, and Mane. Bernardo is fine, although, I'd really like Bernardo in games that City is set to really dominate, because he just doesn't pick up the traditional DFS stats that you love. Like, more of his work is becoming on shots assisted, and the scoring play versus being able to get like a lot of crosses, or shots. Neither one of those are Bernardo is just like a phenomenal real life player, not always for DFS. Jesus to me would be GPP only. If he was going to come in at high ownership, I would really love the fade. He just gets a tough matchup with likes of Virgil van Dijk, Gomez, and then Fabinho dropping deep. That's the center of Liverpool's defense is not the most awesome way to attack them. So, if Jesus scores, I would think that it's from him getting out like in a wide position, or just kind of like fumbling around in the box. So I think that covers City fairly well. On Liverpool side, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson are the easy plays. Now, Robertson in this matchup previously has had to be more defensive. Klopp hasn't allowed him like the free license to bomb forward like he does Trent Alexander-Arnold. That said, he still does have some corner duties from time to time. So, and his price is cheap. So I do think from like a cash/optimal build, he's probably one of the guys that you have in. Obviously, Trent Alexander-Arnold is a lock. And if you don't see Riyad Mahrez for City, I do think I prefer Salah or Mane over Sterling and Jesus. So, Salah versus Mane is always tough. I think truly that Mane has a better like DFS floor. He does do a little more crossing than Salah, although maybe a little less shooting, and just fouls drawn are there. I don't know. Even though I'm wearing the Salah jersey right now, I do think that I kind of prefer Mane to him. But, if I'm making a lineup, and I don't know if this is the best cash slate you're ever going to see, but if I'm making like a Mane lineup, then the next thing I'm going to do is make the exact same lineup, swap Mane out for Salah. I don't think you can really go wrong with either. More than likely, both are going to get into that 7 to 10 range, even versus City. Firmino is always just GPP only. He's so much more willing to drop back to receive the ball. Like 4-3-3 for Liverpool is technically a formation, but Firmino is like the biggest false nine that you'll ever see. He has no problem dropping super deep to receive the passes, and his biggest role at Liverpool is to open up space for Salah and Mane. So, I personally always think of Liverpool's formation as more of two strikers and Firmino playing like a 10/false nine. So I just want you guys when you watch Liverpool or you just are trying to like look at the formation, just understand that it's not your traditional 4-3-3. Salah's not out here to cross the ball. Mane's not out here to cross the ball, and Mane will hit the byline more. But these guys are in to create space and get shots off and score goals. That's why they have so many goals versus Firmino. Henderson, more GPP play for me always, but he is the most attacking of this midfield three. Fabinho played a defensive role, scored last game, obviously versus Palace, had a masterclass, and then he scored the first matchup versus City. So he's always in play because of skill. Wijnaldum is always, a sub risk, but a nice player and a nice price point. If you really want like a YOLO GPP goal, I think Virgil van Dijk is always in a great spot to show up with a goal. Obviously, he's huge, a big-time aerial threat, and City can, struggle on corners. So, and they just don't have a ton of size. The likes of Nicolas Otamendi aren't exactly the best defenders. So, could he show up with a goal in the box? Absolutely. So let's talk about some like leverage, because I've not talked about goalies, and that was purposeful. So I guess the term I didn't want to use leverage, but let's talk about like some scripting. So I want to talk about like Liverpool. Let's say like Liverpool wins 1-0. Like the first guy that you need to have after Trent Alexander-Arnold in your lineups is Alisson. He's in the low 5Ks. If they win 1-0, he is going to have a massive game. Like I think that like 16 to 20 DK is in the realm. So if you're doing like a mini Liverpool stack and not going to take City attackers, make sure Alisson is in there. Same goes for Ederson on the other side. If you think that City's going to win 1-0, it's not going to be a typical Ederson game where he doesn't face any shots. He's going to get some action from this Liverpool attack. So if you don't think Liverpool scores a goal, you want to fade Mane and Salah. Maybe even you want to consider, I don't think it'll be right, but consider fading Alexander-Arnold. Make sure Ederson is in there. I think both of them will actually, I don't know, with their prices is that I think they'll carry some ownership, but they're not going to be like super chalky. It's not a Real Madrid slate where Courtois is going to be 50%. Neither one of these guys are going to touch that, with the game ultimately being pretty square. So I do think that there'll be some great GPP, leverage / advantage to playing goalies. But yeah, so 1-0 Liverpool, pick your goal. More than likely it's going to be Salah or Mane. Trent Alexander-Arnold, you can definitely play Robertson in that lineup too, with the clean sheet bonus built in. And then, you would still run it back with like a City attacker like De Bruyne. I do want to point out, I guess there's an outside shot that De Bruyne, maybe gets some rest with everything going on. So if he does rest, Ilkay Gundogan is the most likely guy to at least be on some corner duty. So he would be, a guy that's not very expensive, that already does a little bit in the open play in terms of just tackles and things of that nature, that now would have some corners. So he would kind of be an easy plug and play. So yeah, any scoring again from Liverpool, most likely Salah and Mane. On the City side of things, it's City, so there's going to be a lot of goals going from anywhere. But if you do like a 1-0 or 2-0 City thing, I think that you would at least take 3 attackers. Again, I'm not going to be as bullish on City fullbacks as I normally am on showdowns, just because typically you always end up like a Mendy or Walker in there because you just need another City piece and they're the cheapest. I just don't see them being terribly offensive today. So I would rather spend the salary on like a Sterling, De Bruyne, Jesus, Silva, or even Ilkay. I think that makes a lot of sense. Well, anyways, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this today. Just want to thank you all yet again for all of the views, all those that are subscribing and liking our content. We really, really appreciate it. We're continuing trying to grow this channel. So keep watching the content and winning in soccer. Guys, take care and enjoy the game.